Lovely to hear from Checolat there. Found his way on Excel, and this offseason was complete chaos indeed. A lot of players finding new lineups, and we want to hear from you at home. We know, wow, how long have I been doing this job? I don't know which camera to look at. I don't know what's going on today. I'm sorry, but listen, I'm going to give you some power, chat, and I know you love that. So we're going to talk about the best signings of the offseason, and based on the game so far, you can tell us who you think has made the best signing. You can spam G2 for Reckless, MSF for Misfits for Hear It, RGE Rogue for Odoamne, or RGE rather, and Mad MAD for Elyoya in chat. It's down here as well because that wasn't too clear for me. First off, Hear It on Misfits. What a surprise, and what a great player so far.
And maybe if you've watched every minute of the LEC so far, you're not surprised, because I think all of us have gotten a turn to talk about how good Hear It is. But it is truly impressive to see a player come onto the stage like this in a split with a brand new team and to play this well. And especially when our league has all but given up on importing Korean players, to see a Korean player come on stage, immediately hit the ground running, to play well with his team, to perform so incredibly well, I think is just a fantastic sight to see.
Yeah, I think it may be a tougher one for the people in chat to vote for immediately because they might not know him that well yet. But honestly, if you've just watched every single game or even a few games so far out of the Misfits, this guy's been, for me, one of the biggest surprises so far. So if you think Hear It was one of the best imports, spam MSF in chat. Next up, Odoamne. Odoamne, of course, onto Rogue now and really transforming that lineup and helping that lineup grow even further.
Definitely. I felt like Rogue was just missing a final piece in the puzzle for the full picture, and I think Odoamne filled that piece so well. I think Finn had a lot of weaknesses that kind of affected the rest of the roster, either whether it was picking strong side champs for him and then they struggled. But now Odoamne being flexible, he can play carries, tanks, he can play split push, team fight, anything. We've seen it already. We've seen Ken and Aatrox, Renekton, all these different champs. So I think with Odoamne, not only is the weak side king and has insane stats, I think he just fits Rogue so well as a player.
Hey, could we get, there it is. They've just read my mind. Fantastic. Oh, okay, this way we can see who we need to make a case for.
All right.
86%
Okay.
G2. All right, so make a bigger case for Odoamne. Come on.
Pepe laugh.
All right, guys, here's the question is, who got the biggest upgrade? Because right now you're just like, who do I love the most / who is the best player? And on this list, it's probably Reckless. He's got the most achievements, and I understand that. But who's the biggest upgrade? When you look at Rogue from last year, this year, when you set expectations for them, what do you actually expect? Because I think that Odoamne on this list, as much as I love Hear It, is probably the biggest on paper upgrade.
Yeah.
Rogue last year really struggled with Finn. And no hate to Finn, but Odoamne is a big upgrade and should be not just a neutral point for this team, but a very big, strong point. And that said, you don't care. And I understand, because Reckless, he's handsome, he plays good, and he's been continuing to play good. I tried. Kadril, you got anything else? You versus Reckless.
No, G2's going to win. There's nothing we can do. G2 won. But Odoamne is the best addition, I think. I have to agree.
Am I like inting or
The
81?
colors?
81 plus 6 is 87, plus 9, plus 10 is 97.
That's
Cut the tape. That
I
doesn't
think
add up to 100. It doesn't add up to 100.
Wait, I legit think there's 1% missing. Doesn't matter. Stop the count.
It's 98. We're at 98%. Hold, chat. Hold.
Wait, that's not supposed to, it's supposed to be 100.
Wait, it's fine.
Okay,
It's fine. It's
never
fine.
mind.
Anyway, the other guy on this list that I think won't get the
Reckless.
appreciation, Reckless is going to get the appreciation. Reckless has looked fantastic, but I think we should talk about Elyoya too, because he's going under the radar, because he's not the guy that's going to have the same immediate hit the ground running stats that Reckless does, as you see behind me. Because the stats for Reckless, again, they're
pretty nuts.
fantastic.
They're
It's
pretty
totally
nuts.
fine if people want to vote for him. That's reasonable. But Elyoya, on the other hand, is a guy that I think that we have to praise and give attention to, because he has done very well for this lineup. He played the Ivern yesterday, and frankly, I'm excited to see how he develops, even if he isn't as immediately as impactful as names like Reckless and Odoamne.
And in a way, he has big shoes to fill, right? Shadow was one of the best performing jumpers in Summer Split last year. They did finish second, and I think Elyoya, to me, just stands out in the reason because he's very self-critical. We had him on a Euphoria. He sounds very, very motivated and driven, and he's very realistic with his expectations and how he's performing.
I think that's a great point, and we may often overlook because of Shadow's kind of end of season performance and Worlds performance, but he was so incredibly good, especially as a catalyst for the early game for that team for the entire season. So the fact that Elyoya is there, he does have to step into big footsteps, but we can't, it doesn't
look,
change.
he was at 1% and now he's at 2%. Kadril, if you had gotten 3% more there, Excel could have made playoffs, buddy. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue did go up a
You
lot.
blame me for this as well. I have to get brought into this too.
Rogue did make up some ground, so there maybe.
But why is the yellow bar bigger than the white?
I have no
we don't
idea
know.
what's
Look,
going
don't
on.
look at the
This is why I
bar.
don't look at the bar.
Look at the numbers that are also maybe. I don't know what you should look at, but we've clearly Reckless has won.
Yeah,
that's,
and
I
if
guess,
you
what's
thought
important.
this was the comedic segment of the day, you're wrong. But I feel like we're just all loosey-goosey
Here I get
today.
made fun of again, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, lovely.
So,